We are Fairy Tale!
I am Natsu Dragneel.
Hey, I'm Gray.
Put your clothes back on, you damn underpants, Shogun.
Oh, you want to go, General Snowface?
Yeah, come on, bring it, droopy eyes.
I'm Loki, and ladies, my number is... And you can text me anytime.
I am Elfman, hair from my fist to meet your face.
Natsu!
What?
Hi. Hey, Natsu!
Huh?
Lucy likes you.
Don't say weird shit like that when I'm trying to fight Gray! Oh yeah? Well, you still haven't beaten me yet, Gray.
Oh yeah, you want to go again?
Bring it then!
Until the two of you are stronger than me, no fighting!
I'll be good.
Urza, why don't you just let them be? Isn't it better this way?
Hey, Charle. Yeah? Here's a biscuit I caught for you. No way.
Hey, Natsu.
Huh?
Remember when I asked you if I could be your wife a long while back?
Uh-huh.
That question still stands.
What?
It still stands.
Don't you get involved in this, Gray.
Is the big bad Natsu gonna get angry?
Fire Dragon's Fist!
Whoever the hell else we feel like bringing into this show, I'll give you a clue. Shooba-doo-ba! So hello and welcome to episode 12 of the Fairy Tale Podcast. We've got a bit of an interesting show for you today. We're recapping episodes 18 and 19 of the anime. We've got some more con updates for Fairy Tale news. We've got an awesome manga chapter for you. And we've got Charle's Magical Education, Cooking with Elfman, and another trip into Reedus Gallery with Lisanna. So I hope you're looking forward to this episode. And now that that's all been done, let's go ahead and jump into the podcast news real quick. And it's basically more con updates. We want to get you guys well in anticipation for the cons that we plan on being at, which are, of course, Anime Week in Atlanta, which takes place at the end of this month, the 30th of September, and the 1st and 2nd of October, and we are having a Fairy Tale fan panel, and Todd Habercorn will be at the convention. We're not 100% sure if he's going to be at the panel, but he did say he'd like to crash on in the panel. So, we're hoping for this. As soon as we hear back from AWA regarding a schedule, we will let you guys know. Hopefully that'll be pretty soon. So, good stuff there. Quick update again about New York Comic Con. In case you've missed like the last couple of episodes, you're just tuning in. New York Comic Con obviously takes place in New York. It is from October 13th through the 16th, and in attendance will be the cast of the Fairy Tale dub. So you will get your four principal voices, which will be Gray, Lucy, Erza, and Natsu. Also in attendance will be Hiro Mashima, the creator of Fairy Tale. So if that's not a big enough reason to go, I don't know what is. But if you really need some more incentive, Mark Hamill will be there. So you've got Luke Skywalker and the Joker. Also Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, Jay and Silent Bob, if you're a fan of those. Rose McGowan will be there. Just a lot of really, really cool people, as well as Frank Miller. So there's a lot of really, really cool people who are going to be there. And I know that they're planning on promoting the crap out of the new Conan the Barbarian stuff, too. And it's always crazy and a fun time. And we're going to hopefully have an interview for you guys with one of the staff members from New York Comic Con to come and talk about some of the exciting stuff that they're getting ready to get set for. All right, and that does it for me for podcast news, and I'm going to hand things over to Charle, who has an update for us for the fairy tale news.
Okay, so for fairy tale news, I'm going to update you guys on where the English cast of the fairy tale cast will be. Todd Habercorn is going to be at KomoriCon in September 3rd through the 5th in Portland, Oregon. He's also going to be at NandesuCon, which is September 9th through 11th in Denver, Colorado. He's going to be at Anime Week in Atlanta, September 30th through October 2nd in Atlanta, Georgia. And that's all the cons for September.
Alrighty. Well, look forward to the next episode because we'll be updating you guys on what's going on in October as well as covering any more stuff that's going on in September with the rest of the crew. That is the fairy tale news, and we are now going to move on to the anime recap. Alright, so this week's episodes were episodes 18 and 19, or those are the episodes we're covering. It starts off with them, of course, recapping the fact that Erza and Natsu are teaming up to destroy the moon, which is, it's a ridiculous idea, and even the characters in Fairy Tail are thinking it's a ridiculous idea. But Natsu punches her spear with his fire magic to give it a good boost, and she hurls the spear towards the moon, and everybody's like, what's going to happen, what's going to happen? And then something starts cracking, and Gray and Lucy go nuts at the same time. And then you realize, as it expands, that they didn't actually break the moon, they broke the sky. A giant lens was actually hanging over the island, and they broke the lens, which was an effect of the moon drip. Technically, it breaks the curse on the villagers, who you find out were not human. They were thinking they were human, but they're actually demons, and it had just confused them. So they're stuck in their demon forms because that's what they originally were. And Erza explains this. So they're all happy that the curse has been broken. They start flying around. You find out that Bobo was actually alive this whole time, and the chief flies up to give him a hug. And they are going to have a feast. A couple of female demons start hitting on Gray, and everything seems kind of eerie as two of the people that were sent to destroy the village show up, and they're like saying that they require payment or payback. Erza actually punches both of them, and they're like, "Oh, we got what we deserved. We're okay now." And they explain why they joined up with Leon. Natsu, in typical Natsu fashion, is like, "Well, that's okay. We're over it now. Sit down, have a feast with us." So they sit down and all eat. Then you see the little short masked guy reporting back to somebody on a crystal ball that everything's cool and he rebuilt the village as kind of like a bonus. He was like, it's a service, yeah. Didn't feel there was any need for them to have to be affected. You actually find out that it's not a guy. Indeed, Natsu is right. It's a girl. And they were talking to one of the council members, Seagrain, I believe his name was. And then the morning approaches. Gray says that he wants to keep his scar. Natsu's like saying, he says something, and Gray's like, don't interrupt me when I'm saying something that's cool. And Natsu's like, wait, that was cool?
Typical Natsu.
They refuse the payment for doing the job because it wasn't officially accepted, though Erza does agree to take the key from them. And I love that Gray and Natsu are like, what the hell? We don't need that. Bobo offers to sail them back to Harjion, and Erza's like, oh no, it's cool, we've got a boat. And then there are the pirates still waiting on them to come back, and they're like, only Erza could like subdue all these pirates and make them like fall in love with her. So they travel back on a pirate ship, and all the people that were working with Leon and kind of wish them farewell in their own little way. We return to seeing Ultir giving a report to Sigrain about the events that took place on the island. And the funniest part about this is after it's over, her cheek swells up from where Natsu punched her. And it took that long for it to swell up, and that, of course, is one of the funniest parts. They're back in Mongolia, and they're walking back to Fairy Tail, and Erza reminds them that they're going to be punished. And the running joke is basically, they say they don't want to ever suffer through that again. Nobody explains what that is, and Lucy is sitting there crying, asking everybody what that is. And Erza's dragging Natsu by his collar back towards Fairy Tail while he's kicking and screaming. And that's pretty much how the episode ends. And then we move on to episode 19, which is appropriately named Changeling. You know what? For being kind of a filler episode that was not in the manga, it's absolutely hilarious, and I am so glad that they kept this. I think it might have been in the manga as kind of like a side story that like wasn't really there for very long. But there's this page with these ancient words on it. Natsu stupidly reads it, and everybody kind of switches bodies and magics.
I think
and
that
so
is
you've got,
in the manga.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you've got Gray and Lucy's body, which is perfect, because if you give one of the hottest girls in Fairy Tail Gray's personality and his stripping fetish, and that's thumbs up. Happy, probably the funniest part is Happy switching with Erza. That is the greatest thing ever, because you see Erza doing like her complete serious routine and her serious poses using Happy's body. That is hilarious. And then Happy's reaction to being in Erza's body is the greatest. The first thing she does is she looks over, she's like, hey Natsu, look, I've got these two neato boobs. And like, look. It's so funny. Like, oh, this episode is worth the watch just for the pure comedy alone. There was so much good comedy going in here. Like, when Loki was stuck in Natsu's body, he kept drooling fire. Lucy sucked at controlling Gray's magic, so every time she opened her mouth, ice cubes would fall out of Gray's mouth. Natsu's constantly complaining about why it's so damn dark, and he hasn't even realized that, you know, he's in Loki's body wearing the sunglasses. And basically it's them trying to fix this, and more hijinks ensue. Levy figures out that if you read the words in reverse, it kind of flips it back. So Lucy and Gray end up in the same body, but no one else has gone back to their original body. And in fact, it's actually got worse. Kana has switched bodies with Elfman, so Elfman is sitting there drinking a barrel of sake, and Kana starts wondering why she smells like booze. Jet and Droy changed places, though that was... I kind of agree with Markarov on that. It's like nobody would notice. And in great fashion, Master Markarov switches bodies with Mira Jane. So, Markarov's personality in the sexy Mira Jane body, it was just priceless. Great episode. But I love how it ends. There's actually no real ending to it. They just said... this is the end of the episode, you know, to be continued. And then you see a picture of Erza holding a sign and a fish in her mouth like Happy would normally have. And it's so cute. So cute. But, yeah, it totally worth it. Let's go ahead and get everybody's opinions of this real quick. Charle, thumbs up or thumbs down for this episode?
This is definitely a pause up. Like all four of them.
This set of episodes, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, Elfman.
I'm giving it all thumbs up.
Gray.
Thumbs up.
Lisanna.
Thumbs up.
And if you could pick one thing that you either liked or didn't like about these two episodes, what would it be? Charle.
I like the fact that Lucy was in Gray's body and she was juggling ice cubes because she can't control his power.
Elfman.
I haven't jumped that much in forever.
Still feeling the effects, eh?
Gray.
I like the fact that Gray complains when he's in Lucy's body about the back problems.
Like, why is my chest so heavy? Oh my god, why does my back hurt so bad? Lisanna.
Can I just say the entirety of episode 19?
Yeah, that's fine. I love the fact that Gray tries to strip in Lucy's body and nobody really tries to stop her except Lucy in Gray's body. Everybody else is like, oh, we want to see it.
Wow!
Yeah, exactly, right?
Everybody else is like, take it off! And
Right, obviously there was much more to the episode in the anime than I think there was in the manga for episode 19, but let's go with 18 real quick. Episode 18, what did you guys prefer, the anime or the manga? Charle.
the anime.
Elfman.
Anime.
Gray.
Anime.
And Lisanna.
Anime.
Alrighty, now moving on to episode 19, which of course was the funny changeling episode. Anime or manga for this one? Charle.
I'm gonna go with the anime.
Elfman.
Yeah, I'll say the anime.
Gray.
I'm going to say anime because Lucy's stripping in the manga's just not.
Nearly as funny. No, okay. Lisanna.
It's gonna be anime.
Alright. And, yeah, that will wrap us up for the anime recap, and we are going to move on to Charle, who has a bit of magical education for us.
This segment of Charles' Magical Education, I'm going to cover Sherry. Sherry's magic type is a holder type magic, and it is doll play magic. She is from the Mage Guild Lamia Scale. She is in love with Leon, and a lot of her actions are based on that love for him. Sherry's doll magic allows her to take over objects. This includes celestial spirits, as they are not actually alive. Using this, she can also cancel out the user's spirit recall. As to recall a spirit, the user and the spirit have to be in agreement to close the gate. When she uses this power to take over a spirit, she can only control their body, not their mind. She uses this power against Lucy in the Garuna Island arc, and totally kicks ass at doing it. Until Lucy summons Aquarius, and Aquarius is like, yeah, you know what, I don't like people telling me what to do, screw all y'all, just go. And takes out everybody.
She does the usual.
Per usual. And that wraps it up for Charles' Magical Education. Going to hand it over to Elfman for Cooking with Elfman.
Why, thank you, Fluffy Cat. Now, today on Cooking with Elfman, I'm going to do another ramen dish. I'm going to teach you how to make Tuna Ramen Caserole. First off, you'll need 2 packages of ramen noodles, broken in half, 3/4 of a cup of broccoli florets, 1 can, about 5 ounces of tuna in water, drained and flaked, 3/4 cup of shredded Italian cheese blend, a 1/2 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of salt, and
or salad dressing,
whichever you prefer, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. First off, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Grease an 8-inch glass baking dish. Secondly, bring the water to a boil in a medium saucepan over medium heat. Boil the noodles for 1 minute, add the broccoli florets, Boil the noodles and broccoli for another minute, then drain and rinse with cold water. Then combine the tuna, a half a cup of cheese, milk, mayonnaise or salad dressing, salt and red pepper flakes in a large bowl. Stir in noodles and broccoli, spread on a prepared dish, and top with the remaining 1/4 cup of cheese blends. Finally, you bake for 15 minutes or until the cheese is melted, and it makes about 2 to 3 servings. And that's today's recipe. I'm going to pass it over to Lisanna for Reedus Gallery.
Welcome to another entry into Reedus Gallery. The picture that I have picked out for you guys today is titled Fairy Tale Freefall by Blue 10. This picture is very energetic and fun. It's not dramatic or beautiful or scary as hell as the last one. Simplistic, it's kind of cute. The style isn't overly done, overly realistic. It's kind of toony, kind of anime-ish. Perspective is really nice. The way of motion is very, well, realistic. Kind of clever how they set up the entire place. I really can't say much apart that I like it. I kind of like how they put the pattern onto Natsu's scarf and kind of gave Gray a bit of a haircut. Yes,
I don't.
What?
I like my long hair.
Deal with it.
Can't shame me.
So I'm gonna go around the table and get everybody's opinions. Alright, Elfman, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Natsu?
Thumbs up.
Gray?
Thumbs that I mean up.
Charle?
Thumbs up.
And Gildarts.
Thumbs kind of sideways.
Alright. One thing you liked or disliked about this picture? Elfman.
I like the free falling.
Natsu?
I like that it looks like Wind Waker.
Gray?
I like how sometimes some pictures don't actually look like there's motion in it. So like the way the scarf's coming up or
they
Lucy's
totally
hair's
achieved
like
that, didn't they?
floating.
There's implied motion.
Charle?
I like Happy. He's just in there and he's like, yeah!
I don't need to fall, I've got wings! And Gildarts.
Well, the only thing that kind of perplexed me is I don't understand the way Erza and Gray are so nonchalant about this.
Yeah.
The reason is because this kind of crap is probably a normal day at Fairy Tale because crazy stuff happens at Fairy Tale all
Not
the time.
Fairy Tale if they don't blow shit up.
Yeah, it's not Fairy Tale if there's not something insane going on. And Lucy's the new member who freaks out at every little thing, so that kind of makes sense. It's actually in character for them.
Okay.
So, one word to describe this picture. Elfman.
Free falling.
Natsu.
Wind Waker.
Gray.
Motion.
Charle.
Floating.
And Gildarts.
I would say controlled terror.
Controlled terror.
There's a hyphen in that word. We'll take it.
All right.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's going to wrap us up for this week's entry into Reedus' Gallery, and I'm going to hand it back to Natsu.
That wraps us up for this week's segments, and we are going to move on to the manga recap. So this week's chapter is chapter 248, and it is called Daybreak at Tenro Island. And it seems more or less the conclusion of this arc. I know there's more to it than what is obviously going to be going on in this chapter, but I can't wait to find out what the results are for the S-rank exam, considering this entire war that went on in the middle of it. So, we start off with our first page, finding out about some characters we haven't seen in a while. We've got Wally and Sho and Milana, and random octopus in the back playing cymbals, or squid, whatever. I love the dolphin with the headphones beating on the drum. That is just great. I love that. And I hope somebody's done a colored version of this, because I would like to see the colored image. Is that a walrus playing a flute?
No, I think it's a seal. doesn't
a
have
seal playing a flute.
That's a
and I'm
seal
guessing the
playing a
fish,
clarinet.
not a flute. I meant a recorder. It could be a recorder.
Or it could, but a recorder and a clarinet is almost the
A
same.
woodwind instrument of some sort. Then we have a bassoon.
You notice
Yes,
the
an oboe.
happy plushie?
Yes, I did notice the happy plushie. Okay, let's just get it over with. I like the choice of T-shirt for show. It's really cool. God only knows why. There's a band of chicks on Wally's hat, but I think they spell. I think the word is "pow."
Mm-hmm.
And do we really need to get into the metaphor of Lisanna looking like a complete?
I like Lisanna.
Nope.
Like obviously the bra showing, the fact that she has cleavage, and the obvious penis metaphor going on there as well.
I don't care. It looks good. Don't spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. Hey, it's hot. That's all I'm saying. All right. Making more friends makes us 100 times happier. Bounce, bounce. But right now, we're trying to work out some common sense. And let's face it, this picture screams that there needs to be some common sense. So
This picture screams that Milana needs to have some parenting.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It says
her.
that somebody's done a good job so far. That's
Somebody needs to cosplay her.
Light magic versus dark magic. What was the answer revealed just before the explosion roared out? And then we get aftermath of explosion and dust everywhere and pieces flying all over the place. For page 3, anyway. We move on to page 4, where there's more smoke going all over the place. Close-up shot of Lucy, close-up shot of Wendy, Erza, and Gray. You see more destruction, and then the bottom panel is Natsu's scarf flying away. And then we get to page 5, where we actually get to see what really happened, and Natsu's giving an epic punch to the face to Hades. It looks like it's more than just a simple glancing blow, and we see Hades falling and a fist going by. And then we have our first bit of dialogue actually on page 6, so by the time page 6, we finally get dialogue. So here we go.
Natsu! Yeah!
I love that. Yeah!
Like Lucy's face. It's like, oh!
I like that she has, that she cares enough about Natsu, she actually goes out of her way to make sure she gets the scarf. Moving on to Hades, who apparently is flummoxed.
Impossible. The dark magic had no effect. It can't be. My magic is... There's no way.
So you just need a Shoryuken.
Natsu Shoryuken, yeah. That's totally a Shoryuken. And I love the next image below, where you've got the Grimoire Heart thing there, and, Natsu and Charle just standing there looking epic.
Natsu?
Or, Happy and Charle standing there looking epic.
We're pimping out.
They are pimping out.
Yeah, we're like,
Hi,
we got it.
They're standing there looking like, we run this.
High five.
and then it goes from that to high five. And I love the little grin that Tiger Lily gives, and everybody's freaking out. I love Panda Man here in the background, just freaking the hell out.
He's like, oh, God!
Alright, moving on.
My heart.
The secret to Master Hades' great magic and his longevity was the heart inside the battleship. The devil's heart. It's times like these I just look up into the sky and say, damn, I should have been paid for this shit!
If that was destroyed, then my magic...
That's a totally Super Saiyan moment now.
What is this Broly?
Fuck off. And this is the great... I love this. This was the turning point of this chapter right here. Yeah, they were doing massive damage, but you were like, how's Hades coming back this time? And then this was the awesome turning point in this particular chapter, so.
Huh? What's wrong, Wendy? Not...
No way.
It's a nuke. Lies, it's a tree.
It's a nuke.
Tenro Island has returned to its original state?
Huff, huff, huff.
Okay. Moving on, more breathing.
Huff, huff, huff. Boob beside boob. I'm reborn anew.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Melody in the background with that evil look in her eye. I'm wondering what's going to happen to Ultir. Like, I really want her to join Fairy Tail. I really, really do.
You just want to get me a new woman.
Yes, I do. That's what it is.
Our magic power
Has returned.
And we've got glowy Fairy Tail emblems.
Larg.
I, the great Hades, have I truly lost to Makarov?
This victory is ours!
No!
Talk to the hand.
Because the face don't want to hear it. And then Natsu goes flying back.
I feel like you threw up.
Until those of you that follow this path of magic fire reach its peak, the devil will not sleep.
And then we have Luxus coming in with epic standoff moment.
Larg.
And boom in the face! Luxus! Go! Fairy Tail!
Open. 10 Zodiac gates. Capricorn.
Heavenly Dragon Swing attack!
Icebreaker!
Tenrin Pentagram Sword.
Now you can talk about cleavage and booty.
Ah, fish, fish.
Did you actually take up residence between them?
I can't fit my freaking finger in between.
Wave Dragon special technique!
Oh shit.
Revision! Kurenbakurizing! And then I like how he just face plants into the ground. He's like, ha ha ha. And Natsu's all like, I'm spent. And everybody just got... Lucy looks worn out, even though I have no idea why. She's been doing the least of everyone. Everyone else just kind of looks like, yay, it's over. And then we get to epic, passed out 80s. And then we move down to what is possibly one of the coolest scenes of this manga chapter at all. And that's Natsu, hands raised into the air, shouting in triumph. And I'm not shouting. I've done enough shouting this chapter.
Yeah,
And then Lux's happy face. I love that. And I'm going to assume that this is what Natsu is shouting in this next page. This is our kill! There we go. And I actually looked up and did the full pose when I did that. And
Punch the air as well.
yes, I did. I put my fists in the air. And that was the end of chapter 248. To be continued in chapter 249. Magic Lives. And you will hear that soon because we'll be recording that Monday. So let's go through the list and see what everybody thought of this particular chapter. Hopefully, alright, so thumbs up or thumbs down for this chapter. Charle.
Thumbs up.
Happy. Gray.
Oh.
Elfman.
Oh, no.
Lisanna.
Oh my god, thumbs up.
Gildarts.
Both thumbs up.
Okay. And what is one thing that you liked or didn't like about this chapter? Charle.
I like that they finally kicked Hades' ass.
Happy.
Pimpin' us.
Gray.
Hades' face plants the floor and he's dirt. Tasty.
Elfman.
Oh, awesomeness. Just awesomeness.
Lisanna.
He's down this time. For real.
For now.
And Gildarts.
I don't think he's coming back from this.
Awesome. So, what is your prediction on the next manga chapter? Charle.
Happy celebration and whatnots. 'Cause he's
That's your
done.
prediction is happy celebration? Okay.
Yeah, everybody gets to celebrate, you know, like big party and some drinks all around.
Happy.
I feel like Happy's going to be in something. Like, Happy's going to be like, "Wah! Something wrong."
But you did get your wish because technically Happy did come to save the day.
Yeah, Happy's going to be like, "Bitch, please, look what I did."
Gray.
I think they're gonna try and celebrate it, but they'll get interrupted.
Okay. Elfman.
Yeah, I'm going with Gray on this one. I do feel that's going to happen.
Alrighty. Lisanna.
I think it's going to be a big wind-down chapter. You know, everybody's like, okay, we're done.
Gildarts.
I agree with that. They're going to have
the wind down?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're going to have to have a time of recharging before they get to the next adventure.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's totally true. Alright, and the last bit was, what did you think of this recap, our run-through, our read-through of the manga? How did you feel about it? Charle.
You did lots of screaming.
I know. And surprisingly, I still have vocal cords. Happy.
I didn't like how Happy didn't even have a line. He was just like,
Yeah, I know. We just
Alright, Gray.
Do you have vocal cords?
Yeah. Surprisingly, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Elfman.
Oh, I can't hear you. What?
Fine.
It was awesome.
Lisanna.
Happy couldn't stop laughing.
And Gildart.
I don't think that's what it takes.
Yeah, we didn't have to do a lot of takes, surprisingly. We got through most of it pretty quickly.
No,
of course,
most of it's used to hear go.
I know, right? There wasn't a lot of dialogue this time around, which was great because we got through it so quick. Alrighty, so that wraps us up for the manga recap and pretty much this episode. All that's left to do now, of course, is to name this episode of the podcast. So, episode 12 should be what? Charle.
Natsu goes.
God damn it, you're so fine.
Happy.
Scarfs ahoy!
Scarfs ahoy. Gray.
Natsu finally gets rid of that constipation and has that epic shit.
I'm gonna go with just the first part because that's really, really long for a title. Elfman.
God damn it, that one was taken now too.
Lisanna.
Everyone, they keep on taking my title.
Gildarts.
I would say a rather busy day at the office.
And I'm going to call this one episode 12, Gildarts Arrives. Alrighty. So, yeah, that is pretty much it for us, and we are going to play through all the ways that you can get a hold of us.
Find out about the latest Fairy Tale news, when the next episode is out, or to post on our blogs and let us know what you thought, visit fairytalepodcast.wordpress.com. You can also send us an email to fairytalepodcast@gmail.com.
Of course, all our videos are up on YouTube until we find a good feed to host them for iTunes and Zune. However, we do not have all the audio up on our Mega Upload account, which is linked in the description for every video we post up.
If you want to follow us on Twitter to see what pretty pictures we find, new logos, con info, and awesome music, follow us at Fairy Tale Cast.
Keep up to date on when the newest episodes and chapters come out, as well as chat with other fans of the podcast and the Fairy Tale community. Discuss all your latest obsessions, share news, and chat with the crew of the podcast. Also be sure to send us your AMVs to post as well as any cosplay images you have. Help our community of fans to grow. So, thank you guys once again for checking us out. We hope you found us on iTunes or YouTube, however this is up that you found us. Please make sure to check out all of those different places that we mentioned before. Please don't forget the reason that we are all here, of course, which is to support the Fairy Tale series. Help keep Hiro Mashima employed, and it's really simple how you can do that. Just purchase the manga, any of the video games that may come out. When the anime is available where you live, make sure to pick that up. And all the incredible swag that's out there, please show your support by being a fan. Remember that mages are like insanely cooler than pirates, so don't be an internet pirate. Alright, I am Natsu Dragneel, and I am saying all that screaming made me sleepy.
I'm Charle, and us actually know how to destroy stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm Elfman, and I'm no longer Hades.
I'm Gildarts, and we always learn from the best.
I'm Gray, and my ears hurt from Natsu shouting.
Deal with it.
I don't want to.
I'm happy and drop it like a pot. Drop it like a pot.
So weird.
Oh my god!
I'm Lisanna, and stop. Next time.
shock disc. And that will wrap it up for us. We are signing out of here. Peace from the greatest guild in the world.